Today we have a story time about probably the most spoiled brat of all time that has basically a massive breakdown and actually threatens to buy a kid and have his dad sue him and attack it. It was pretty crazy. So yeah, sit back, relax, grab I don't know, a thing of popcorn, cup of coffee, and yeah, let's jump right into it. We're gonna call the subscriber. We're gonna call this guy Tom, right? So anyways, Tom and all of his friends, it's summertime. It's summer vacation, man. I know I'm posting this in January, so it's a little bit far away from that, so I apologize for reminding you of something that's pretty cool, that's pretty far away. But anyways, right, so Tom and all of his friends, they're excited for summer vacation. It's just started, and every summer they had this kind of annual thing that they would do. And it's kind of like the big hype thing that everyone would do. It was a massive, tag event, tournament type thing, where every kid in the neighborhood, or at least most of them, the ones that they were at least friends with or friendly with, they would all come together, they'd all play, and it was always, a really fun time. And, the winner got something special or wouldn't have to, pay for ice cream or something when they all went out. So it was a pretty cool deal, right? Pretty cool deal. And anyways, right, so the event happens. It's time. It is time for the whole official tag thing. And let me introduce another kid into the whole thing. Let's call this kid Ben. And Ben's dad kind of ran the town in a sense. Ben's dad, owned the ice cream shop. He didn't work at it, but he owned the ice cream shop. He owned, the movie theater. He had, steaks and different things or whatever, right? And Ben definitely knew about this, and he definitely kind of acted as if this was the case. This guy, Ben, would legitimately, he would be he never had, a crazy breakdown like he did in today's story and actually went full mask off. But, he would kind of act as if, he knew his dad basically owned and ran the town, right? So anyways, right? So it's finally the big tag tournament or whatever. And, Tom's a pretty fast kid. Tom's pretty athletic. He knows he's going to be at least pretty good at this, right? So anyways, right? So Tom, he's going about this. And the game starts. And Tom is, he's tagged as it, right? Basically, there's one kid who is, designated as it. The kid who won last year, which Tom actually won last year, which he thought was pretty sweet. He didn't have to pay for, ice cream or movies or stuff. He was designated as the first it person. And the way the game worked was, it was, the zombie version of tag. So, as more people got tagged, they would also become it as well. And so it got subsequently harder and harder and harder to actually win. And, they would play for, I think, an hour or something per day, and they would just, cap it off at an hour per day, then come back the next day and, play another round or whatever until there was only one person left. And there was a ton of kids, and they could basically go anywhere. It was a really fun event. So anyways, Tom starts off as the one who's it because he won last time, and Tom's a really fast kid. So within no time, there's already 2, 3, 4 people that get tagged, 4, people that are out. And Ben, who is kind of the entitled kid, right? He's not the fastest man on planet Earth. He's not the most speedy guy ever. So basically, right, Ben, he's running around, he's hiding. It's also hiding as a decent strategy, especially as more and more people become it. It kind of, at some point, it's you just can't outrun 50 people, especially if they're coming in all different directions. So, Ben finds this hiding spot, and it's behind this bush in this house. However, the thing was, this was a very classic hiding spot. And the thing about hiding spots, right, is if they're classic or if they're well known, that's a very bad sign because that means everyone knows about it. So you don't want to be in a classic hiding spot, bro. That's pretty bad. If anything, right, you want to find a new hiding spot that no one has ever done. Because remember, this event has gone on for many years. So anyways, right, Ben, what he does is he's going around, he got some people, he's taking down very easy, obvious targets because he's pretty fast. And now he's okay, let me just check hiding spots. Let me just go through the standard hiding spots. So he goes to one house, which is behind that house is a classic place. He checks inside a tree house, which was a classic place before. And then he goes to this house and he looks behind the bushes where, Ben was obviously hiding because it was a very classic hiding spot, and it actually won a kid the whole event a couple years back. So anyways, right, he goes there, he sees Ben, and he starts to go towards him, and Ben starts running away because Ben's oh shoot, he found me. And Ben is not the fastest man ever, and Tom is pretty fast. So, Tom is actually, with 2 other people that were also it because he also tagged them. And when Tom went up and tagged Ben or whatever, right, Ben basically said, just kept running. And Tom's hey, man, I got you. And Ben stops for a second and says, you didn't get me. Like, that you didn't get me, man. Like, no, you didn't. And the two other kids were like, bro, Ben, it was so clear. It was so blatant that he got you. Like, don't even try with that. And Ben starts getting mad, right? He's like, no, you're cheating. You're cheating. And he's like, yeah. And then he starts getting angrier and angrier. And Tom's like, dude, like, I obviously got you. Like, you're wasted. Like, there's only like 30 minutes left of this round. Like, come with us, like, you're it, help us tag people. And Ben's like, he starts to tear up a little bit. He's like, no, dude, you didn't get me, man. You didn't get me. At this point, Ben's like, or Tom's like, oh my God, like, chill out, bro, chill out. It's not that deep. It's not that deep. Like, bro, first of all, like, in his head, he was like, dude, why do you even want, like, the free ice cream or whatever? Like, dude, you can obviously pay for it. He basically had, like, an unlimited credit card or whatever. He's like, dude, why do you even want that, man? Like, you're not going to benefit anything from that. And Ben's like, dude, it's not fair. You didn't get me. You didn't get me, man. He's like, you don't know what I can do. You don't know what I'm capable of. And here's the thing. Ben had never really had a massive breakdown like this, being super angry or whatever. So everyone kind of knew him as kind of like the entitled kid, like the spoiled kid. But they didn't like, he never like went like full mask off. He never went crazy on them, right? And then he starts like, he's like, you know, my dad runs the town. You don't want to mess with me. And at this point, like, Tom's like, dude, come on, we're wasting time. He's like, you don't understand. Like, I could buy the school. My dad could buy you, and you could do whatever. You'd have to do whatever I said. And at this point, Tom's like, dude, what the fuck? Like, that's really illegal. What? And then Ben's like, my dad's gonna sue you for cheating. At this point, Tom is just kind of like laughing. He's like, okay, so first you threaten that your dad is going to actually buy me, and then he's going to actually sue me for cheating in a fun tag game? Like, dude, do you have any idea how the court systems work, bro? So Ben looks at him, says, you have one chance left, Tom. You have one chance left to admit you're cheating and let me go. And Tom's like, dude, nope. Like, the two kids with me right now, they also saw that you were obviously cheating. Like, I'm sorry, bro. Like, it's just not happening. And then Ben's like, you'll regret this, and runs off. So anyways, right, Tom doesn't think anything of it. He thinks like this kid just had like a break. He's not going to tell anyone really about this because he's like, you know what, this kid isn't the worst guy ever. He probably just like had a rough day and just, yeah, this is very bad. Like, he shouldn't have had like a breakdown like this, but still, whatever. And he tells the other guys, let's just keep this between us. I don't want to start any unnecessary drama. And let me just say that, like, yeah, he wasn't about to be the one to start anything, but he was about to definitely get into something. So anyways, right, Ben, he finds like 2 or 3 more people, and there's probably like 15 people left. And then, they all have like, Ben has this timer on his phone, and he sends a message out to like this group chat that they're all in saying, all right, first hour is up, so first day is done. Congratulations to everyone who's not been caught yet. Meet here at whatever, like tomorrow at 2 p.m. sharp or whatever. Anyone who's late will be disqualified, and you'll turn into like an it person as well. And he also said there's like 6 other people that had been, had been gotten or whatever. And he included, Ben in that list. But when he got back home, right, Ben's mom came downstairs and was like, Tom, like, can we talk for a second? And Ben was a little, shoot, I messed that up. Yeah, no, Tom's mom, Tom came downstairs, and Tom's mom's like, Tom, can we talk for a second? Tom was a little confused because he was like, okay, like normally this is when something bad happens. And Tom's mom's like, I got a really weird phone call. And Tom is starting to put the puzzle pieces together. He's like, no way, dude. And Tom's mom explains that Ben's dad called her and explained that, Ben was very upset. He came back very upset today, saying that, Tom cheated really hard and robbed him of a chance to have fun. And Ben's dad told Tom's mom that basically, right, how he kind of like owns everything in the town. He said, you guys, until Tom explains to like everyone that, he cheated and lets my son Ben play again, you guys will not be allowed in the, the ice cream shop or the movie theater. And when Tom heard this, he was like, what? Like, that's the craziest thing I ever heard. Because, it was like kind of hitting on him like, damn, like that's really bad too. Because the thing is, like, his friends would always like, it was like the spot, like getting ice cream and going to the movies was like the other thing that they did when they weren't like playing like, I don't know, video games or tag or whatever over the summer. So he's like, oh my God, like that really sucks. Like, I really like that. But Mom, you have to understand, I didn't cheat. And she's like, like, Tom, I believe you. Like, obviously this is crazy. And she's like, I don't know what to do. So what Tom does next is he gets in contact with everyone playing the game, minus Ben, and explains what happens. And also the two kids that were with Tom when they saw, Tom obviously get Ben, chimed in as well to say that, Tom obviously got Ben and they saw it very clearly. But when he explained it to everyone, everyone was like, what? Like, this is the craziest thing ever, dude. So speaking of being banned from the ice cream shop, today's word is ice cream, so comment ice cream down below, and I'll try and heart as many as I can. I'm very busy over the next couple days, like incredibly busy, so the fact that I'm getting 2 videos out is I'm pretty proud of, but I'm going to heart as many comments as I can, but please don't take it personally if I don't get to your comment. And also, leave a like on today's video right now to receive absolutely nothing. I know I'm not even, this is not a joke, guys. Like, I'm legitimately, like, you'll receive nothing if you leave a like, and if you want to, my generosity has no bounds, because if you don't want to receive just 1 nothing, but you want to receive 2 nothings, go down while you're leaving a like on the video and turn on those beautiful, beautiful notifications. And yeah, you'll actually receive nothing, dude. Not even joking. So what ends up happening next is, Tom's mom is pretty cool, and she comes up with a pretty good plan. So what she ends up doing is Tom's mom contacts all the other parents of all the other kids that were playing with Tom, minus Ben, right? So obviously Ben's dad is not involved in this. Tom's mom explains everything, and all the parents agree that that is insane and kind of an abuse of power. And what they're thinking right now is, if this is like, we can't let this happen, because if we let this be like if we allow this precedent to occur, or like, if we allow this to be a thing that can happen once, what's stopping, like, Ben's dad from having that, like, basically banning someone whenever they do something that, he's not a fan of. Like, that's a really powerful weapon. Like, we can't let him use that against him. So all the parents come together, and what they decide to do is they're going to send Ben's dad an email saying, like, it doesn't, like, one, Tom didn't cheat, but it doesn't even matter if Tom cheated or not. Like, the fact that, you're going to, like, ban someone, like, because, like, their kids got in a disagreement from using, the ice cream or movie theater is insane. Basically telling him that they're not going to go to his ice cream shop, and they're not going to go to his movie theater, and they're going to also come together and tell all their friends that live in the town to not go until he, drops this claim and apologizes, another thing, and also says that he'll never do it again. And yeah, they sent a strongly worded email with quite a lot of power behind it. And the thing was, it wasn't the largest town ever. They weren't in a massive city. So, all the kids that were playing, all their parents kind of knew everyone else in the town, basically. So by doing this, and successfully, they would probably reduce traffic and customers to, Ben's parents' restaurant and business or whatever by probably like 80-90%. So it was a pretty powerful claim. Anyways, right, that night of the whole thing going down, the parents come together and they send that message to Tom's dad, and they basically all sign it, and it's like proof that they're not bluffing, right? And so the next day a tag happens, and Ben is not invited back, because basically it's like a text list saying where the new tag location will be, because they kind of move it around. And, Ben, I don't think Ben was going to show up anyways because of the whole thing going down, but Ben was definitely not invited. But, the whole tag thing, it ends after 2 days, and there's a new winner or whatever, but there's no word back from Ben's dad, and everyone's getting a little worried that he's going to blow them off and go through with it and then have all this massive power. But eventually, right, 3 days after the email sent out, Tom's mom calls him down. She's like, Tom, come down here. We got a response. Comes down, Tom goes to like where his mom is, and his mom's at the computer, looks at the computer, and on the computer is Tom's mom's email, right? And they open up the email, and there's a message from Ben's dad, basically formally apologizing, saying that, he was just upset because his son was upset, and that it's not okay that what he said, and that, everyone in the email basically says, you show this email to someone at the counter and you get 1 scoop free on me. And Tom was like, a free scoop of ice cream? Let's go, baby. Subscribe if you haven't already. Now go watch another video. If you binge watch my videos, I'll literally love you forever. No joke, no scam.